Madam Deputy Speaker. And I'd like to thank the Government for the steps that have been made on the improvements to this bill compared to when it was debated at the Bill Committee stage. We as Liberal Democrats still have concerns around elements of the bill, but as proposed, it is in a much better place, and I'd like to thank all colleagues for working together in a collaborative way to drive for the improvements, but there are still elements where we have grave concerns. Clearly, fraud is wrong. Some people believe that fraud against large organisations such as supermarkets and the government are victimless crimes, but clearly we have to apply larger taxes or choose not to spend money on things such as tackling climate change if we don't have that money because it's been fraudulently claimed. So it's important that it's tackled, but we need to make sure that we have two words guiding us: proportionality and fairness. And we as Liberal Democrats still have grave concerns that elements of the bill are not as proportionate as one would wish. I would like to particularly focus my remarks on Amendment 43, where we feel as Liberal Democrats there should be more responsibility given to the independent reviewer around proportionality and fairness. We still have concerns that there are a blanket approach to this, and effectively mass phishing will occur with the proposals as before us. One doesn't have to look that far back in recent IT history to see where things have gone wrong. Only, I believe it was last week, where child benefit in 23,500 households across the United Kingdom were frozen because of those families leaving the country and them not being accounted for in returning back to the United Kingdom. And that was an error made upon a computer system. And that's just on a small proportion of what this is set to be applied to. I think it's also important, and it's something that was debated repeatedly at the Bill Committee, about the reasonableness of ministers. And whilst I'm not questioning the reasonableness of the current minister or multiple ministers before him or her, I do question what we're seeing on the other side of the Atlantic and the person who has the levers of power there in the Oval Office, and what may have been seen as reasonable in politics within the United Kingdom is sadly a distant memory in the United States of America. And so we need to ensure that we are guarding against that in the future in our current legislation that we're putting forward now. On the use of force, Liberal Democrats are pleased that the Government have made a step in the right direction as far as the amendments are concerned, but we feel it could be stronger. But in conclusion, we would go back to Amendment 43 and would encourage colleagues to vote against these proposals that the Government have before us, because we strongly support the amendment as proposed by the other place. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.
Hear, hear. John MacDonald.
I do get a bit edgy when the front benchers agree so much, to be frank.